I know you know what's right behind me, the New World Order. So it so happens that everything here is going according to plan. Right now, we're in July, right? National civil unrest takes off. Now my question is, probably your question as well, if this is going according to plan, how are they controlling people? How are they controlling people?
It used to be a time that fairy tales were true. The king and the queen and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do.
YouTube, welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button. Mainly that notifications button, so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out, which are typically 9 a.m. Eastern time. Next, I would not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if it feels like I'm talking to you, you need to check yourself.
Nigga, what?
All right? If you're looking for the music to the intro and the link to the second channel, both are below in the descriptions. All right, today we're going to be talking about 5 life-changing things that are going to happen in the year 2022. All right, that a lot of you guys really, not just really, but really need to pay attention to. All right, life is nothing but a video game, and I keep trying to tell people that the only difference between a video game and actual real life, you can't spawn back after you get knocked down too hard. All right, you get knocked down too hard and the brain and the video game takes over your brain, it is over for you. You will never see reality again. And that's what we have going on. A lot of people cannot see reality. But for those that can see reality, I'm going to be breaking down today things that are going to change. 5 heavy things that are going to change that you need to be prepared for. The more prepared you are for this, the less emotional you're going to be whenever it happens. Let's get to it. First, this is going to be a big one, and it's going to be a noticeable one. And a lot of woke men, you're going to notice this really early in life. It's going to seem like men are trapped inside of a woman's body and a woman is trapped inside of a man's body. All right? You're going to see a lot of more feminine men nowadays. But you're going to see men in relationships with women that you're going to think is a trans woman. Because a lot of men this year are going to start, their feminine traits are going to increase. Just as much as red pill is going to increase, you have to realize red pill is still a small percentage of men. It is not a high percentage of men. Femininity inside of a man is increasing as well as red pill. So expect men to be more like women and expect the women to be more like men. When I say more like men, they're going to smoke like men. They're going to drink like men. They're going to be more butch like men, but they still going to think that they're pretty. Women's faces would be harder. It would start to change. You have to realize we're going into a world where majority of the people will start to look and act the same. And people like you and I, we would be looked at as the bad guy. All right? This year, you're going to start seeing that more than ever because the agenda has came, the agenda has conquered, and the agenda is here to settle. Now we see the effects of the agenda of what happened during the vid lockdown. All right? So understand this year is going to be a lot of feminine men, which means you need to keep your circle really small. When people become feminine, they're not good friends to be around. They're not good people that you want to be around because this is why women are constantly changing their friends and is constantly changing their best friends because their emotions and their hormones shift around too much. So be wary about the guys that you're making your friends because they're going to backstab you with another guy or they'll get behind your back and start backstabbing you. You're going to see a lot of that out of men this year because their female traits are going to take over. Next, we're going into more of an introverted society. What do I mean introverted society? You're going to see less people out walking around, less people going to stores, less people in the shopping malls. You're starting to see it now. You're starting to see a decrease in shopping centers and shopping malls, and everything's going more to online and is actually staying online. So expect the world to be more introverted, which means you're going to have a lot of more individuals that have their own frame of thinking to where they think that they're right. They're not going to want to listen to anybody. Once again, you have to keep your circle the size of a dot. Those of you who cannot be alone will suffer this year. You will have other people draining your energy as we go into this introverted society. If you cannot learn to live as an introvert in this society and you always have to be around people, your life will be destroyed, because majority of society right now is desensitized to any type of violence. They're desensitized to anything sexual. They're desensitized to anything that can happen. Hurricanes, floods, it don't matter. Burnings, look what happened to Australia. All this stuff is 5-minute news, and then it's a flickery and somebody go to the drama that's on TV. So understand, when you're living in an introverted world, a lot of introverts are emotionless. If you're caught being around people, that means that you're very emotional, and you always need to be around somebody that you can vent to. Learn to be alone. In order for you to actually be good at being alone, the truth is, you have to have a distraction from the world, which means you have to have a hobby that you do. That, let's say today something bad happened, you lost some money, your cat died, your dog died. What do you do to get over that? You know what I'm saying? What constructive thing do you do? Do you do art? Do you make music? Do you build stuff? You have to find a distraction from the world to maintain your sanity. Next, robots will start to replace people. All right, robots will start to replace people. This year, more robots are going to be replacing jobs. One employer just let off 900 people in one day. Why? Because they got a machine to do all the work. They didn't need all those people at the job. Well, guess what? This year is going to be the same thing. A lot of you people that are out here working 9 to 5s, and you're out here working a job, pretty much an hourly job. Whatever you're doing and a computer is already assisting you, be prepared to lose that job. You have computers building computers, and then computers have their own personality now, right? Whatever you're typing in your phone, whatever you're looking at, it's a computer reading your mind, reading your thoughts, reading the way you move, reading the way you groove, and they're manipulating your brain into thinking how you think, and that's why you're at where you're at now. It's going to get worse. Even more worse. In the year 2022, robots will be taking over society. In order for you to keep up with robots, you must have your distraction. You must remain calm, stop complaining to people, and come up with your strategy to survive. Next, this is going to be a sad one. The unhealthy will slowly die off. The unhealthy will slowly die off. People went out there and got the jab, thinking that they was running away from something, now realize that you were running towards the problem. They didn't realize that. Well, this year, you're going to see the unhealthy just slowly pass off. Expect to lose a lot of unhealthy family members. It's cool to be happy when you're around people, but a lot of family members and a lot of your friends out there and a lot of people in the world, they're just not healthy. They're eating a lot of fast food, go-mo foods, because everything is cheaper. They're taking a lot of drugs. Not too many people are waking up, eating healthy, and exercising their mind. When I go to the gym now, it's not like what it used to be. Back in the day, it used to be a lot of people in the gym. Nowadays, it's just old people in the gym trying to stay alive and young people in there looking for love. That's what you mainly see. A lot of young people looking for love, and you see a lot of old people in there trying to fight to stay alive, and some divorcees trying to get ran through. That's all you're seeing. The rest of society now, everybody is fat, sloppy, and ugly. That's the end game. Regardless of what we say about relationships, majority of people are going to end up fat and sloppy. But this year, the fat and sloppy will catch up to you as they slowly pass off. Trust me, you're going to see more heart attacks than normal. You're going to see more diseases that come up than normal. Why? Because it's all been the plan from the jump. It's all been the plan. Trust me, this year, become emotionless. When you start seeing everyone just pass off, understand, this is the new world. Next, this is going to be a big one for women. This year, women will beg masculine men for attention. And it will happen. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, that will happen this year. You're going to see women begging for men to be with them. Begging. And when I say women, excluding black women. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the black community, men and women, your hate for each other is too high. The only thing that's going to happen in that community is the black women are going to become more masculine and the black men are going to become more feminine. They're going to be the main ones where it looks like a woman is inside of a black man's body just by the way that they act. Like, let's just keep it funky. That's what you're going to see. Now, as far as white, Spanish, and all the other race of women, those women are going to wake up to reality and say, you know what? We ain't doing the feminist thing this year. It's time for us to grow up. I need a man. These guys out here are too weak. I'm sorry. Men are just extremely weak now that women are disrespecting at a high level. So they're going to grab them up a feminine beta male to keep from being lonely. They're going to get a wedding ring out of him. They may even get an engagement out of him, but they're going to tell him he has to prove himself. He's going to fall for it. And they're going to keep these little guys around as pets. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep them around as pets. And then when they're done with them, they're going to toss them out and cheat on them with the masculine man that they want. But the masculine man that they want is going to have too many women to actually stop and give each woman the attention. So they're going to be begging the guy, but he's going to have too many women, and it's going to be a rotating cycle. Beta male for confidence, throw myself at the alpha male. Hopefully you guys are able to learn from this. This is just 5. I got more, but I didn't want to make an hour-long video, so it may be a part 2, or I may rename it something else. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels, and let me know what you think is getting ready to happen in the year 2020 that's going to change the way we live. Hasta la vista.